what choices do we have after death? What do we do over there? Where do we go?
Whatever you want.
Okay, well, I'd like to discuss that.
Oh,
and then,
all right.
And then, of course, on this planet, when someone dies,
yes.
it's probably the worst fear we have.
Yes,
and,
one of them.
And
in actual fact, I believe fear of public speaking is worse.
Well, I've conquered that one.
Obviously.
I'm sitting here. But I'd like to know, what is it about our attitude that we fear death, and instead of looking at it as just a transformation into the next,
yes.
we grieve and we have such ceremony. And what do you do on your planet when you die?
Celebrate.
Do you celebrate? Okay.
And also, please remember, we are still in communication with that being.
Yes.
We understand there really is no disconnection. We understand it is just a transition, and we also have the ability to continue to communicate with them in their different state. Okay. So do you, of course. Mm-hmm. But because of thousands of years of ritualization and the experience of disconnection, not real disconnection, mm-hmm. but the creation of the experience of disconnection, the personality structure assumes that death means annihilation. And so you mourn the idea. You are afraid in general of the idea because you think it's the end of your identity, when in fact it's actually the expansion into more of yourself. You become more of who you are in death. Physical reality, in a sense, is more like death than death is, because you place so many limitations on yourself. And from the spirit point of view, again, not judgmentally, physical reality is the more dead-like state. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, the idea is that most of the grieving, while you may have it if you wish, not going to take anything away from you, if that feels appropriate, then allow yourself to do so. But generally it comes from feeling like you are being left behind. Mm-hmm. You're actually mourning for yourself.
Right.
Because you understand innately somewhere that the other being that has died has gone on to a more expanded state, and you also yearn for that as well. Yearn to remember that. Yearn to remember that's who you are. And in that sense, feel that death has reminded you that you have placed limitations on yourself, and so the grieving is actually for you. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, you are getting to a point where you are beginning to understand that the concept of physical death is just a transition. You don't have to lose touch with anybody at all. And as you begin to understand that more and more, you will be able to continue to communicate with those beings in a very clear manner.